You know, when you're planning a trip to Disneyland, it feels like it all comes down to one huge choice. Where are you going to stay? Well, today, we're diving deep into a hotel that offers a more upscale, resort-style vibe, the Sheraton Park Hotel at the Anaheim Resort. It's definitely a step up in luxury, but the big question is it the right step for your vacation? Let's figure it out.
Look, we all know it. Picking the right hotel for a Disneyland trip is a massive deal, right? You're trying to juggle convenience, comfort, and of course, your budget. The Sheraton looks amazing on the surface, but we're going to peel back the layers and see if this premium option is really the perfect home base for your trip.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break this down for you. First, we'll set the scene. Then we'll get into the all-important location lowdown. After that, we'll take a look inside the rooms and check out the amenities, weigh the perks versus the quirks, and then wrap it all up with the final verdict to help you make your choice.
All right, first things first, let's get the big picture. What's the deal with the Sheraton Park? What's its whole vibe? Well, it's really positioned as this modern, recently transformed spot that's trying to appeal to two main crowds. You've got the families on their big Disney vacation, and then the business travelers heading to the convention center next door.
And you can kind of see that vibe reflected in the reviews. Out of more than 200 traveler ratings, it pulls in a 3.8 out of 5. So that tells us it's pretty good, a solid choice that most people like. But it also hints that it's not perfect, and there are probably a few issues we need to dig into.
Okay, now for what might be the most important thing for pretty much everyone. Location. Location, location. I mean, for a Disneyland trip, this one factor can honestly make or break the entire vacation. So, how does the Sheraton measure up?
So the magic number here is the walk time. Pretty much everyone who stays here says it's about a 10 to 20-minute walk from the hotel's front door to the main entrance of Disneyland. And for a lot of people, that is the absolute sweet spot. You're close enough that it's super convenient, but just far enough away to escape a little bit of that chaos right outside the gates.
And hey, it's not just word of mouth. The numbers totally back it up. The hotel gets a walk score of 86 out of 100, which is fantastic. What that really means is you can pretty much park your car and forget about it. You can easily walk to everything you need.
And get this, it's not just about being close to the parks. You're right in the middle of everything. The Anaheim Convention Center is your next-door neighbor, which is huge for business travelers. And you've got tons of places to eat and hang out at the Anaheim Garden Walk, like Bubba Gum Shrimp and the Cheesecake Factory.
So yeah, location, that's a huge check mark. But what about the hotel itself? The place you'll actually be crashing after a marathon day of walking. Let's head inside and check out the rooms and the amenities.
And wow, first impressions are pretty great. Just look at these rooms. They look super clean, modern, like they've been recently updated. But honestly, the real showstopper for a lot of folks, it's that pool area. It has a legitimate resort feel. And that pool bar is the perfect place to just kick back and relax.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. The Sheraton has some really nice perks. You've got their famous super comfy beds, private balconies, which is always a plus, and hey, you can even bring your pet. Add in that awesome pool, a fitness center, and their own pizza restaurant, and you've really got that full-service, upscale hotel experience.
All right, let's be real. No hotel's perfect, right? Every stay is a trade-off. And with the Sheraton, it seems like the things people love and the things that drive them crazy are super, super clear.
So on one hand, you've got this incredible staff, beautiful modern rooms, that amazing pool, and you just can't beat the access to the convention center. But on the other hand, you've got this recurring issue with the air conditioning that people talk about all the time. Plus, it's definitely on the pricey side. You've got to pay for parking, and some recent changes to the Marriott Elite benefits have some loyal guests a little unhappy.
But let's start with the good stuff. And man, this is a big one, the staff. I mean, you read the reviews, and over, people say the service here can make their entire trip. Just listen to this quote about an employee named Ricardo going completely above and beyond, all the way to the 14th floor. And this isn't just a one-off thing. Stories like this pop up constantly.
But then you flip the coin over and you get this. This quote pretty much sums up the single biggest complaint we saw. The thermostats are apparently locked, so you can't control your own room temperature. For a lot of people, especially on those hot Southern California days, that is a massive problem and an absolute deal breaker.
Hey, real quick, if this is helping you figure out your Disney trip, could you do us a huge favor and hit that like and subscribe button? It seriously helps us make more of these explainers for you. Thanks a bunch.
Okay, so we've looked at the location, the rooms, the awesome parts, and the not-so-awesome parts, so it's time to put it all together. Let's get to the final verdict. Is the Sheraton Park Hotel the right choice for you? So, who is this hotel for? Well, the Sheraton is going to be a fantastic fit for you if you're the kind of person who really values a true resort experience. If you're a family who will actually use that beautiful pool to unwind, if you're in town for a convention, or if you just think that a nicer room is worth a bit of a longer walk and a higher price tag.
Now, on the flip side, you might want to pump the brakes and look somewhere else if you're on a really strict budget, because the room rates and those parking fees do add up. If you're the kind of person who needs total control over the room temperature to get a good night's sleep, that could be a serious problem. And finally, if you're a top-tier Marriott Elite member, those recent changes to the breakfast perk might really bug you.
So, at the end of the day, it really all boils down to this one question. Is that premium resort-style hotel experience with a beautiful pool worth a slightly longer walk and, yeah, a higher price tag? Only you can answer that for your trip. Hopefully now you've got everything you need to make that call.